Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Marty Harder, and I am really looking forward to talking to you about my Essence of Bulgaria exploration, which is the Queen of Flowers retreat for women. And this is going to be such an amazing adventure. I really love the country of Bulgaria when I visited there in 2023, and I can't wait to take you back with me. Bulgaria is a country, as I'll get into in just a little bit, that is still pretty undiscovered by Americans. And it is truly a fascinating place. It's where you can feel people who appreciate having visitors and sharing their culture with so much pride and so much joy. And it's a wonderful way to experience a new country in this journey. So, this is a small group of women travelers that will be going on this retreat to Bulgaria. And it really is a perfect program to go in a couple of different ways that I could suggest. One might be coming with a friend, a sister, a cousin, a parent, or child, as long as they're over 18. And then for those of you who prefer to travel on your own, that's totally great. And you'll feel right at home with this small group. So, as you learn more about this program today, I want you to think about who you know that would enjoy traveling to Bulgaria with you and me in 2025. So today I'm going to walk you through a couple of different things. We're going to talk about why you might want to travel with me to Bulgaria. Then I want to tell you a little bit more about what to expect in terms of the healing experiences and the learning experiences that we've included in this incredible program. And then finally, we'll get into the details of each day with itinerary highlights and what are other people saying about traveling with me? How have their experiences been? And then finally, I'll let you know how you can register for one of the prized positions for this exploration. It is a small group, so I just want you to know there'll probably be no more than 12 people traveling together. So keep that in mind, and I'm happy to answer questions at the end of today's webinar, or you can message me privately and or whatever, form of communication. So I want to give you a little bit of background for those of you who are not familiar. I want to tell you about my travel company, Essential Earth Explorations. And I have been in partnership with Learning Journeys, a company that I have been working with for over 10 years. And the president, owner, and CEO of the company, Carol Demopoulos, is someone who has worked in the international travel industry for over 25 years. And what she's helped me do is create unique itineraries that help focus on small group programs for global explorers and essential oil enthusiasts. So, what I focus on in my programs is really about exploring culture and wellness approaches around the world. So, some of the pictures that you see here, I had a group, the first group we took was to Costa Rica. And in Costa Rica, we explored some of the oils of vanilla, lang lang, cardamom, and cinnamon. Then we took a group to Italy, and there we got to explore lavender and helichrysum, melissa and lemon. The group that went to Egypt went to a jasmine growing farm and gardenia and chrysanthemum. So it was fascinating to see their operation. In India, we got to look at things like tulsi oil and sandalwood. And then recently in Greece, the group explored wild orange, oregano, thyme, and lavender. And now in Bulgaria, we're going to focus on rose, which is considered the queen of oils. And we're also going to get a chance to tap into lavender. And I'm going to tell you more about rose in just a little bit. But why would you travel with me with my company, Essential Earth Explorations, and the programs I put together? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I've actually been traveling the world since I was a child. My family was lucky enough to do quite a bit of traveling growing up. And I then moved on into the world of travel, and I ran a ski reservation company with dozens of agents who were helping book ski reservations all over the Intermountain West. That also was a transition then into working with a Caribbean tour operator and doing promotions, marketing, and packaging for them. All along the way, both professionally with business and also for fun, I've been organizing retreats and groups to get together to see different types of travel experiences all over the US and around the world. But when I created Essential Earth Explorations, I really wanted to put some focus on the idea of what is essential to me, which is about natural health approaches. And I wanted to incorporate something we could all learn to appreciate and dive in a little bit deeper by seeing things right out in the field. So my partnership with Learning Journeys has been the perfect match. And together with them, we've created truly one-of-a-kind international travel programs that I personally escort along with a local private tour manager. So there's somebody right there from the country who takes us around each day, knows the language, knows the customs, and so we can feel very comfortable with that whole process. So some people have asked me, well, why Bulgaria? Like, why are you going there? Well, there's a lot of reasons. And I have a couple of maps here to give you some perspective of where Bulgaria is with some of the other countries in the Balkan area. It's east of Italy, if that gives you a perspective. And then here we have the actual country, and we'll be actually landing in Sofia and traveling across Bulgaria, ending the trip in Varna on the Black Sea. So Bulgaria is an Eastern European country, and it is one that I think is so interesting. It's still quite undiscovered by Americans. It's a beautiful country, and the focus there is on natural remedies. This is what the people use for their health and well-being. They have all kinds of plants that have a healing impact that they use. And the country itself has a very complex history, partly because it's been a melding of many, many cultures through thousands and thousands of years. I found the people to be very friendly and really, truly fascinating to see through the different centuries what has happened in this country. So you can easily get to Sofia, where we're going to start, by flying in on a connecting flight through London, Paris, Amsterdam, Athens, Istanbul. Those are just a few of the countries, and there are others as well. So the climate in June, when this trip will take place, June 4th to 11th of 2025, is similar to what it is in what I would say the northern half of the United States that time of year. It's a beautiful time of year. Everything is very lush and green. The plants are bursting out. It's definitely the beginnings of summer, perhaps a late spring. And just to give you a little historical perspective, Bulgaria once was part of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, or USSR, until September of 1946 when it gained its independence. So that was only 78 years ago. And if you think about that, that's a couple of generations that have lived in a parliamentary republic. So they have a prime minister that is elected that runs the parliament. And, it's really interesting to see a country that is so young. If we think about it in comparison to America, it's really still establishing itself in many different arenas. So Bulgaria has a very diverse terrain on the topography, and it encompasses everything from the mountains here in the center part of the country, right along here and in the south, over here to the seacoast, where we'll spend a little time, because this is so interesting when you get a chance to see how this mountainous interior and the rivers, including the Danube River, come right through Bulgaria. So we're going to travel from the west side to the east over the course of that week. It's also a cultural melting pot, and you're going to find influences from the Greeks, Slavic, Ottoman, and Persian influence that have had really a pretty significant influence over time. It's a rich heritage, and there's all kinds of beautiful traditional folk dancing and music, costuming and crafts, and things that you don't really see as commonly in many other countries in Europe these days. So we're going to be coming to the foot of the mountains here, the Vitosha Mountain, and this is where the capital city of Sofia is. And it dates back to the 5th century BC. This is a very, very old and well-established area. So the reason we're going to Bulgaria is that this is the country where the majority of the world's high-quality rose and lavender essential oils and flowers are grown and distilled. And I don't know if you know that. So some people think, oh, France is where we get our lavender. No, actually, it's not anymore. And Bulgaria has become this incredibly beautiful agricultural nation, focusing on the growth of plants. Those are just two of the main ones, but there are many, many others. But particularly as it relates to plants for healing therapeutic purposes and also for herbs and for oils. And so this is going to be a really great place to base ourselves. So the retreat itself is set up with a couple of key things I wanted to point out before I get into the daily itinerary. First of all, We are focusing this for women on a lot of what I would consider celebrations of your feminine nature. Because we're exploring the Queen of Flowers, rose oil, it's going to make it a lot of fun. And we put some wonderful things in this that I experienced there that I'm really excited to share with you. So having been there, I wanted to go back and I knew that I wanted to have a really specific kind of exploration for people. So this women's retreat and exploration is focused on, like I said, celebrating all things feminine, from the beautiful rose aromas and oils understanding to the kind of time we've set aside for self-care and bodywork sessions, gentle yoga each day. This is a program designed to honor and empower you. And because Rose is known as the Queen of Flowers, throughout our exploration in Bulgaria, we're going to witness how important this beautiful flower is to the culture and economy of the Bulgarian people. So we have several fascinating essential oil distillation experiences that we're going to have. And if you're not familiar with essential oils, I'd love to tell you more about that. But let me just summarize by saying that these liquid essences from plants have powerful therapeutic impact. And in fact, most of the world's supply of the top quality Damascena rosa or damask rose comes from Bulgaria. And as you're going to see in this itinerary when I walk you through it, we're going to visit a working essential oil distillery with an accompanying outdoor museum that's going to give us a wonderful foundational understanding about the history of roses and rose essential oil production. Plus, I'm super excited that I've been given special permission to allow our group a few hours at the doTERRA Terra Rosa distillery near Kazanluk. And this is a very special opportunity, and I'm super excited about taking you back to a place where I got to see them on opening day. So the other essential oil whose plants are grown and harvested and distilled in quantity in Bulgaria is lavender. And so when we reach the eastern end of Bulgaria in the Varna area, we're going to actually spend time early season at a lavender farm and spend time with the local family there, who's one of many small farmers who come together in the multifaceted essential oil production world. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're not familiar with rose, I'm just going to take one quick second to let you know that rose essential oil, which is a highly concentrated version of the roses you see here, the damask rose, is a powerful oil for healing to the skin. It's hormone balancing, it's emotional balancing. It's something that we can use to help calm nervous tension and anxious feelings. So it's a beautiful thing to not only stimulate the mind, but calm us at the same time. Very balancing. And then you think about balancing to the hormones, that kind of thing. So when we use this oil aromatically, we're going to find that it helps us feel this sense of divine love, compassion, love, understanding, tenderheartedness, acceptance. This is a beautiful oil that you're going to get to know quite well. So in the course of the exploration, one of the things I just think is fabulous about Bulgaria and really different than other places I've visited in the world is the beautiful offerings they have with the healing waters, the thermal waters that are available there, and how they've put them together in a combination of a spa that also offers wellness services. So we're going to be staying at this beautiful property called Kings Valley, and it's a luxury 5-star property. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is where we built in some time for self-care. And that's really a highlight of our exploration as well, is to disconnect from the world and just take some time to soak in the different waters, to spend time in the different spa experiences, a hot room, a cold room, a sauna, a dry sauna, an aromatic room, a peaceful, quiet meditation room, just these different experiences that you can go through. And there's over 4,000 square meters of these spa experiences, along with healing waters, these thermal waters, both inside and outside in their aqua and thermal bath area. So this is a fantastic experience and honestly is a perfect place for some physical and mental bliss. And I know you're going to enjoy that quite a bit. I also want to mention that the hotel where we're staying in Varna also has a fantastic spa. And as a massage therapist of 25 years, I want to tell you, I was thrilled with the massage that I got at the Kings Valley. And I thought it was an incredible value because the cost of sessions there is significantly less than what we typically pay in the US. So I just want to tell you it was fantastic. Okay, moving along. Sorry, needed a little water. I also wanted you to know that we have, oops, I might have gone too far. Hang on. Um, I wanted you to know that we're going to have a variety of options of food. And I put this on here because, there's some very traditional things like a shish kebab. If you're a meat eater, that's fabulous, cooked on an open fire grill. There's dishes that have cheeses with them and different types of meat, but they have a lot of vegetables and fresh vegetables as well. Again, remember, this is a growing agricultural based country. And so you get all kinds of influences from different countries, you get different kinds of spices. And I thought the food was fantastic, and there was something for everyone. I was traveling in Bulgaria last time with a large group, and we had all different tastes. And so I was so thrilled that we had something for everyone, including an amazing cup of coffee whenever you wanted it. Alrighty, let's move on to the next thing, which is part of the trip is going to be focusing on the exploration of again, the unique history and culture of Bulgaria. So we're going to explore folk dance, music, and crafts. And throughout our week, we're going to see dancers performing at the Rose Festival. We're going to hear all kinds of music, including the traditional folk music performances. And then you're going to be amazed at the caliber of the hand embroidery found in fabric art and other forms throughout the country. They really do a lot of artistic decoration. And this is, you can see kind of a simple design, but it's all hand work. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's so fun to see what people create. And maybe you'll find even a little treasure you're going to want to bring home. During the course of the program, we purposely selected some unique small villages across the country to showcase the influence that so many different cultures have had on the creation of the Bulgarian society over the centuries. So we're going to be visiting some quaint villages that have winding brick roads lined with little shops and cafes. And then we're going to also go to some really sizable ornamental religious buildings and places of worship. And again, you're going to see everything from the very simple style that was employed during the Soviet era to the more elaborate kinds of designs that were done in centuries before that. You'll get to see it all. And along the way, you're going to really love the beautiful scenery because it's a mountainous country. We'll be traveling past farmlands, big fields full of flowers, and the acres of this as we pass by them and traverse Bulgaria from the west side to the east throughout the week is going to be a real sight to behold. Now, one of the things I find absolutely critical in all of the programs that I offer is that everybody has to get a good night's sleep. And this happens to be one of the properties we're going to be staying at in Varna on our last destination of the three that areas we'll be visiting. And to me, this is the ultimate because this is where you want to relax and unwind. And I'm so excited that you're going to get to stay in these luxury properties. Every one of them that we've selected for this exploration are a five-star Bulgarian hotel. They're fabulous, they're clean, they're contemporary. And having stayed and dined and enjoyed each of these myself before, I can't wait to get your reaction to the level of luxury offered at these properties. It's like these little touches they have, the beautiful robes and slippers, the seaside view, the little balcony, the soft cotton sheets, these things that make us feel like the queens that we are. And that's what I want you to have in this experience. So one more thing I've added in that I think is so important. I am a true fan of beginning the day with gratitude and quiet reflection and a chance to gently breathe and move together. So I'm going to be leading a variety of gentle yoga practices. Each morning we'll have a practice for anyone who wants to participate. It's not required, it's merely an option. And regardless of your experience with yoga, you're going to love how you feel when you start your day in this way and awaken to the new adventures that are coming. So next, I want to walk you through the daily itinerary of what we're going to be doing each day as we move through this wonderful essence of Bulgaria exploration. So whether it's like sightseeing or shopping at the booths at the Rose Festival, maybe sampling some new foods or seeing the joyful dancing going on, celebrating rose harvest, we're going to have an amazing time together. So let's start with the first day. You land in Sofia on the west side of Bulgaria. This is the capital city, and we're going to have an evening reception the first night to get connected. This is a photo of kind of the iconic image that's often used for Sofia, and that is the St. Alexander Nevsky Cathedral, which is seen from all over. It's one of the tallest buildings in the city. It's absolutely beautiful and it's so elaborate as a place of worship. So flights into Sofia typically land either late morning or early afternoon from most major cities in Europe. So even, something many people I've talked to about this, I said, you might even want to think about whether you want to spend a couple days pre or post this exploration in another city in Europe while you're there. So there are lots of choices with that. And I'm happy to help you look up ideas about routing your trip the way you want. So our second day is really where things get started. So we start with a gentle yoga practice. We have breakfast at the hotel. And then today we're going to explore Sofia. And this is a very modern, youthful Eastern European capital city. And you're going to use this as our starting point to take in all kinds of diverse architecture, stories about the history, the museums and the galleries, along with other landmarks. And we're going to visit that cathedral that I just showed you, the St. Alexander Nevsky, and the statue of Saint Sophia, who I have a picture of later, but it's just a beautiful statue that was erected and replaced a statue previously that was there of Lenin. So they've put this Saint Sophia in there. It's a wonderful story about her. So in the afternoon, sometime, we're going to take a drive up into the Rila Mountains, and we're going to visit what you see here, which is this magnificent historic Rila Monastery. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's really peaceful. It's such a beautiful example of the diverse history and culture of Bulgaria. And then tonight we'll come back to the hotel and have a official welcome dinner at a local restaurant to savor some traditional Bulgarian cuisine. Now on day 3, June 6th, we're going to start with morning yoga for those who choose before breakfast. And then today, we're going to travel to this beautiful and ancient city of Plovdiv, which is one of Europe's oldest cities and was designated in 2019 as the European Capital of Culture. So get ready for a closer look at history and buildings that are restored from as far back as the 2nd century. A little bit later on, after we visited through Plovdiv, we're going to go on to Kapana, the city's vibrant creative district, where we get to wander through little shops and restaurants and art galleries and find a place to park and just enjoy taking in the sights. And then finally, we'll end the day heading off to Kazanlak into the center part of the country, the heart of Bulgaria's renowned rose growing region, where we're going to immerse ourselves in the traditions and the production of rose essential oil, which is, again, often hailed as the queen of essential oils because of its soothing nature, its healing properties, and its deep connections to love and romance. So we're going to be arriving at the fabulous Kings Valley Medical Spa Hotel where relaxation awaits. And I can't wait for you to see what it has to offer. Now on day 7, or excuse me, on day 4, we're going to do a couple of different things. We're going to start out with yoga and breakfast, and then we head off to see Bulgaria's very first private rose essential oil factory and a really fascinating tour. This is called the Damascena Ethnographic Complex. Not a very exciting name, but it really does explain what we're going to see. So it's like a whole community type of setup where we're going to enjoy a private essential oil distillation tour. We're going to learn about the history of rose essential oil in the country, the crafting and the deep meaning of rose, which Bulgaria calls its liquid gold. And then we're going to come back to the hotel or back into town. And tonight, if you would like, you can head into Kazanlak, the downtown area with us for Saturday night and some experiences that await in music and dance for the Kazanlak Rose Festival. Now, the Kazanlak Rose Festival this is what this picture is from. It's in its 102nd year. And this is an annual event. People from all over Bulgaria come in and they dress in these beautiful outfits and they sing and dance and perform. And people have these little booths and sell all kinds of goods that are made with different types of rose products and rose oil and things shaped like roses. And I mean, everything you can think of rose, they have it. And it's so fun because people are so happy and it's a beautiful outdoor celebration. So you can do that evening, or if you'd rather, this is your week, right? This is your week of self-care and retreat. So you're absolutely welcome to skip that evening if you prefer and stay at Kings Valley to unwind and enjoy the spa, maybe take a dip in some of the thermal pools and that kind of thing. Alrighty, so now I wanted to just let you know that in this whole week, this kind of flexibility is what I really encourage. So we're going to have 2 days in Lock, so you can embrace all the fun of this annual Lock Rose Festival, but you're also going to get time to enjoy all of the activities at Kings Valley for spa and relaxation. But I will tell you that going to the Rose Festival is so cool. It's fantastic because you get to see and immerse yourself in the dancing, the music, parades, concerts, their homemade crafts, as I say, and rose-inspired beauty products, all kinds of costumed entertainers. And these are people that are coming from all over their nation with such pride to celebrate, and they really encourage you to participate and be a part of the fun. So now, on our next day, day 4, so much has already happened, but it's day 4. And I just want to say, I think I mentioned this before, but I am really particular about massage and I'm really particular about spa work because I've received so much over the years, luckily for me, because I had a wellness center and I've been a practicing therapist for 25 years. But I'll tell you something that if you know me, I am all about relaxation and spas. I like to have a great and fun life, but I also like to kick back and be taken care of. And today, after another optional yoga start, we're going to first all of us go to the Rose Festival and explore it a little further, some of the new things that'll be happening that day. Maybe we do a little shopping for some gifts, sample some rose flavored food and beverage. But after we do that, we're going to come back to the Kings Valley Medical and Spa Hotel for the afternoon. And this is a wonderful time to just luxuriate and enjoy the hotel's world-class spa and indulge in some of their soothing therapy treatments. We'll book these ahead. These are going to be tailored to refresh and revitalize you. They have all kinds of different types of massage and body work treatments, skincare protocols, or you can just relax and unwind at the pools. You don't have to opt in to schedule yourself a treatment. This is such a beautiful setting to enjoy and to really take in the thermal waters. I know you'll enjoy it. And then in the evening, if you want, we can go back over to the Rose Festival, or you can just relax at the hotel. It's totally up to you. On day 5, we're going to begin with a really special visit that morning after yoga and breakfast at doTERRA's Terra Rosa Distillery. And we're going to get a very wonderful, detailed, behind the scenes, up close look at the precious rose distillation operations in Shipka, Bulgaria, which is in the Valley of the Roses. This is where doTERRA opened their Terra Rosa distillery, and the story behind that alone is fascinating. You're going to love it. This visit is going to leave you inspired and refreshed with a deeper understanding and appreciation of the harmony between nature and self-care. Even those of you that know so much about this, when you witness what goes into creating a drop of this rose essential oil, you're going to really just be incredibly mesmerized by it. So after we're done there, we're going to then head off to this open air ethnographic museum at Tar. And that's a lot of words, but the bottom line is this is a really neat place where cobblestone streets and historic sites are mixed in with all of these little artisan workshop spaces. And we're going to explore another herbal tradition of Bulgaria with a soap making workshop and the art of herbal cosmetics. So more history is there for us to learn about. Another fascinating chapter in Bulgarian history when we move on from there and go to Veliko Tarnova, which is got all kinds of beautiful architecture, like old historic places, and obviously some interesting little shops that go with it, but and some souvenirs. But I think that we're going to see these different eras of Bulgarian history, and it will help you get a very well-rounded view of what this country is all about and what its people have gone through generation after generation. So finally, at the end of that day, we're going to drive to the seashore of the Black Sea and the city of Varna, which offers yet a whole other dimension in Bulgarian history and a chance just to take quiet walks on the beach, outside of our hotel, which is this beautiful hotel, the Maritime Hotel Paradise Blue, another five-star property. I want to back up for one thing though. When we get to the doTERRA Terra Rosa distillery on day 5, these are some pictures that I took when I was there in 2023. And you can see I'm actually picking a few of the damask roses. And it's really a lot of fun. And when I was recently at a doTERRA convention, I spoke with the gentleman who oversees both of doTERRA's Bulgarian distilleries, because there's another one called Esateri. Anyway, I told him about our upcoming visit, and he was so excited because he knew that I had been there for the opening. And I told him I was coming back with a group next year, and he encouraged us to definitely have enough time to stop and not just smell the roses, but pick the roses and learn all about that distillation process around this incredibly precious oil. You can see these bags of roses in the upper right corner, and just a beautiful, beautiful experience there. So this visit is going to be outstanding. I just want you to know. All right, on day 6, this is a beautiful sunrise yoga practice we're going to have right on the beach together. Such a nice way to start this last full day in Bulgaria. And after breakfast, we're going to explore lavender essential oil and how lavender is grown, its impact on the country of Bulgaria as a product that is exported as both herb and oil, and that's harvested and distilled. And although we're going to be a few weeks there, we'll be there a little bit early before this full image where all of the plants are in full peak bloom. We're definitely going to have an opportunity to see, I mean, weather dependent, of course, we're going to get a good chance to see and learn about Bulgaria's role as one of the world's leading producers of the highest quality lavender essential oil. And so this is a visit that's going to blend relaxation, education, and it's a truly picturesque setting. I mean, the mountains there are so beautiful. That afternoon, on day 6, we'll just have the afternoon to do whatever you'd like. You can explore the little shops and restaurants in Varna. You could relax at the beach. You can take in a spa treatment at the hotel's spa. And really this is a perfect time for you to reflect on the past week's incredible experiences and fully immerse yourself in the tranquility of the surroundings at the beach and just having a chance to really notice the mountains and all of the settings around you. And then that evening, we'll gather for a special farewell dinner at a seaside restaurant to celebrate our wonderful Essence of Bulgaria exploration with delicious food and stunning views. And finally, on day 8, it is unfortunately time to say goodbye to Bulgaria at sunrise, and we'll be having breakfast, checking out, and heading back to the airport for our flights home. This is going to be an amazing exploration. And now what I'd like to do is I want to review the pricing, and I want to just call out the highlights of what you'll experience on this fantastic travel opportunity that I have available in the Essence of Bulgaria exploration. So this trip is an incredible value for 8 days and 7 nights. These are the dates, June 4 to 11. The price per person, double occupancy, if you share a room with somebody, you'll each have your own single bed, and that is $4,325 per person. If you are traveling by yourself and you just want your own room and you each want your own room, that's great. And it's $5,115 per person. This is an incredible value. And that's one of the other things that make me so excited about this is that I know there are people for whom this is going to be just the perfect investment for what they want to do in travel. So let me go through briefly for you some of the key things that are included in this. And I just want to make sure you understand everything that's included because it's quite a great travel package. First of all, when you get into the airport and when we leave, we have someone who greets us there as we get out of customs and takes us right to a vehicle that will be transporting you to our hotel. So you don't have to find a taxi. You don't have to wrestle with any of that. You have a lovely person greeting you and escorting you right to the hotel. Throughout the entire experience in the Essence of Bulgaria exploration, we will have our own private tour manager, someone who will be traveling with us from day 1 to the very goodbye, that will help us understand the nuances of Bulgarian culture. They'll make sure we get where we need to go on time. They'll work with the driver, making sure that our ground transportation is conveniently ready for us whenever we want to do different kinds of things. These people, I will tell you, we always get the most amazing tour managers, and I'm super excited about that. Absolutely top shelf. Okay, in the program, every morning breakfast is included. We have a welcome reception, and two of the dinners are covered. Every morning, we're going to offer daily yoga, and that's included in the program. It's a gentle practice, and yoga mats will be provided. We have entrance fees to all the sites and the monuments that are visited, and drinking water that's bottled. On the right side, you see a couple of the specifics on the hotels. And by the way, everything I'm covering today in more detail is on my website for you to read and or print out. Okay. But I'm just giving you highlights in the talk today. So we're going to spend the first 2 nights at the Sofia Balkan Palace in Sofia. Then we go for 3 nights at Kings Valley Medical and Spa. Then 2 nights at Maritime Hotel Paradise Blue. We have special experiences that are set up for us with private guides and tours, in addition to our tour manager, at both the Etar and the Damascena complexes. The fees to get into all the different kinds of museums and the special things we're going to visit are all included in the package, as well as taxes, tolls, parking fee, fuel cost, and service tax. So let me walk you through a few of the highlights of these fantastic experiences we're going to get to enjoy to immerse ourselves in the culture and the people and the plants and the lifestyle of Bulgaria. It is such a beautiful country with so much to offer. I know you're going to love this. So again, I mentioned daily yoga. We're going to have a private Sofia city tour, a private tour of the Rila Monastery, of Plovdiv in the city there, the Damascena complex. We're going to visit the Kazanlak Rose Festival for a couple of different opportunities. We'll be able to access all of the rooms and the different kinds of spa experiences and thermal baths at Kings Valley. That's included. Massages and skincare treatments and things like that. Those are at your own expense. Those are extra, but they are really reasonable. Okay, then we continue on with the beautiful private doTERRA Terra Rosa facility tour. And for those of us that use the doTERRA essential oils, their certified pure tested grade quality is just going to be amazing to you to see them and just to stand around when they're distilling rose oil. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And then we're going to also be touring an open air museum. So these are like community kind of things where you come in and you visit different buildings and you learn more about the culture there. We have an herbal product craft session, as I mentioned, that's going to be so fun. And we're going to visit the Essentia Bulgaria Lavender Farm. Finally, you'll get a chance to tour through Varna on your own. It's a beautiful little beach town, lots of cute little shops and things to explore. So I put in a couple last pictures for some of the highlights of the trip. So the one in the upper left corner is just a glance of a pedestrian boulevard that is right through downtown Sofia. It's lined with little shops and cafes, goes for blocks, and it's just a great place to wander. This next one in the middle is a picture of another type of a historic church that is right in the Sofia area that we'll visit. You'll start to see the influences of different religions in this area. On the right here, you get an idea about witnessing and learning the Bulgarian folk traditions, and there are many, and the costumes are wild, and it's really fascinating to learn about. It's watch the dancing and things like that. Now over here, remember, we're going to get that behind the scenes look at the Terra Rosa, doTERRA distillation operation. And then of course, roses are everywhere, and you're going to love the fact that in the windows of all the stores, you'll see all kinds of things with roses. It's so great. And then there are all types of colorful and fun adventures that wait for us. On my website, I have some quotes from some of the people who've traveled with me in recent years. And, please do take a look at what they've had to say, especially my most recent explorations in Egypt and India and Greece. I've had so much fun with these groups and the local tour managers who guide us, really creating amazing essential earth explorations, and people have had a fantastic time. So I hope that you'll take a look at some of their comments. So now it's up to you, and there are a very limited number of spots on this Essence of Bulgaria exploration. I'd love to have you join me. This is going to be a fantastic trip for women. If you are interested in reserving your spot, it's a $1,000 non-refundable deposit required per person. And I want you to take a look at the details on my website that's shown. And then I want you to reach out to me. This is the website, martyharger.com/travel. And then reach out to me and let's have a conversation and talk about whether this is a perfect fit for you. And I think for most of you, it will be. But I want to answer any questions. We can talk about air transportation. We can talk about anything you have a question about. And I would love to get you registered right away for one of these limited spots on this incredible learning journey in Bulgaria. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope you'll give this some serious consideration. It's an incredible value, a beautiful country, and an excellent itinerary that we've put together to make sure that you truly get an essential Earth exploration. Finally, before I close off the recording today, I do want to just remind those of you on the call that a week from Monday, I'm going to be doing a call on my other 2025 program, which is the Treasures of Turkey Exploration. And I'll be joined by Dr. Carol Demopoulos, who is the president of Learning Journeys. And that is a very early morning call from my part of the country, but it will be recorded. And if Turkey's ever been on your bucket list, this is a great time to listen in and learn about why this fabulous program that we've created is a perfect travel adventure for those seeking the treasures of Turkey. So thanks everybody for being with me today. Again, please reach out. Let's get you registered. And I hope you'll join me in Bulgaria in 2025. Take care.
Thank you, Marty. It was wonderful. Really.
Great.